Good morning, mathematicians. How are we doing today, all of us? Ready for one last thing of lean, maybe, and then a break to, I don't know, talk about L functions or Dedekind zeta functions, or what was the other thing? Or maybe physics. Maybe, what could I even do? I could possibly, um, I could work on stuff on stream. You know, I could have thesis writing streams. I'm trying to like edit my thesis right now. I'm good. Costa Kachori. How are you? Maybe evening, study with me type sessions. I do an extra stream in the evenings where it's just me writing my thesis. Um, that sounds dangerous, though. That sounds like a recipe for me to get distracted by chat extremely easily. I guess I could turn chat off, but where's the fun in that? We'll see. Okay, where are we? I'm pretty sure I want a ring and F combo here. Pretty sure. Let's see what that does. That is clean and crispy. Okay, I always forget what I'm trying to go for, though, here. What am I trying to go for here? Definitely this inequality, right? Definitely this inequality. Right. Wait, why is the... No, hang on a second. That's strange. That's very strange. But this is good. Okay. This will work too, actually. 1 minus 2 over 1 plus n. Right. We're going to get a contradiction out of this. 1 minus... Sorry. It's 2 minus 2 over n plus 1. Less than 1, right? Is that... Yep. Okay. So that should be... what are we going to do? N over n plus 1 less than a half. And what do we have? What's our assumption on n? Do I have to go back to the beginning and take... I could take a smaller epsilon is what I could do. Good morning, Arad. We all say top of the morning. We never say bottom of the afternoon. Really makes you think, doesn't it? How big is n? N is at least 1. Right, okay. Yeah, so this has got to be a contradiction, right? This has got to be a contradiction. So what do I need to prove? I need to prove that this is non-zero, which shouldn't be too bad. And I also need to prove that it's bigger than 1/2. But we got to start with baby steps, probably. Something like this. Yeah, we really got to do step by step. Well, these are all... Okay. These are all inequalities. You gave up on understanding quantum field theory because too much is conjectural. Oh, man. Do not look at Langland. Actually, I mean, a lot of Langland stuff has been proved. I don't know what I'm saying. I don't know what I'm saying. You know, I don't know, but there's still plenty of stuff in quantum field theory that we just know that's like experimentally observable, and quantum field theory gives us some language to describe it, right? How do you feel about that? Or do you prefer to be in a kingdom of absolute truth of mathematics, as I often do? Wow, this is gonna take some time. Like, we got to do this in steps, even just to get out the. Yeah, okay. Actually, I wonder. Okay, let me pull out the 1/2 first. So. Yeah, what do I want to do? Like a rewrite? What do I want to do? I guess a rewrite. What do I want to do? A rewrite to pull out the 2. A rewrite to pull out the 2. Yeah. A rewrite to pull out the 2 and then What do I want to do? I can't think. My brain's not on this morning. We're not going to finish this today. I'm going to pull out the 2, then divide through. Do I have to make an extra hypothesis for every single one of these? Do I have to make an extra hypothesis for every single one of these? Still a fascinating subject, but your main motivation for it was specifically applications to math, yeah. You don't expect yourself to make any breakthrough that nobody else thought of, because there's literally a millennium problem for that. Well, that's not true. I mean, there is a millennium problem. There is a millennium problem there, but there is a millennium problem there, but that doesn't mean that there isn't a bunch of other progress to be made in the field. You might be waiting a while if you're waiting for someone smarter, Rod. Don't sell yourself too short. You know a lot of math, especially given your well, what I presume to be your age based on your education. Let's at least say, given your formal education. But I mean, I get the sense that you're more on a homotopy algebraic topology trajectory. Would that be accurate? I guess I just gotta start writing these out. This is just This is a slog at this point. Yeah, have... I mean, how? What do I even say here? Have combo 1 is 2 times 1 minus this. No, I guess it's even... Have I used C's yet? No, I haven't used C's. Let's say have C1 I always forget which way. I mean, it doesn't matter. I know I can rewrite with the arrow, but have this by, I don't know, norm num. That was probably field simp or something. No, norm num did it. Okay. Have C1 by that. Okay. What do I want next? No. By field simp. That's the so-called Stolz-Teichner program, which does some rigorous QFT stuff with applications to Homotopy. Well, there you go. There you go. Yeah. What do I... Is this just a ring NF? Lord help me. Oh, it wants the 2. Okay, it wants the 2 factored out on the other side because it's over there. It better not need me to write 2 as 1 times 2 in order to pull the 2 out. I swear to God. Ugh. By ring NF, by whatever. Field simp. Oh. Was that? Oh. Oh. Oh, you're killing me. You're killing me. Did I plan the proof on paper? Would probably make it easier to implement. Yeah, not really. I mean, I did. If you go back like 20 episodes whenever I started this one, I planned the proof on paper. But then what happened? I got to a point where I realized we needed to take n slightly bigger. So then I went back and Frankensteined it. But yeah, I mean, regardless, I think regardless, any time I planned it, it involved factoring this 2 out. And so now I have to do this painful factoring out of a 2. Okay, please, Lord baby Jesus. Is this really what it is asking of me right now? Is it asking me to do such a baby step like this? Okay. I'm kind of happy that it's still mad at me for this baby step, actually. So far that's a good thing. Norm num. No. Ring NF. Okay. Now I have no idea what's going on. Do I just actually, is it just a ring NF without a by? I always forget these things. No. To factor the 2, you might need to do it without the absolute value first and then rewrite. Oh, you're right, Arad. You are absolutely right. You are absolutely correcto mundo. Correcto mundo, as you might say on Espanol, if you're trying to talk about the world. Lord help me. It got even angrier at me. Happy to announce you're now revolutionizing quantum field theory. One blue shield person steps down and another steps up. Am I right? Oh Lord, what are we? What are we even doing? What are we even doing? You can't tell me lean can't factor a 2. Does it really need this one intermediary step? Does it really need this one intermediary step? It's also yelling at me about this, and I don't know why that would be the case. I mean, is it unhappy that I haven't fed it a proof that n plus 1 is greater than 0? Oh God, it probably needs me to say n plus 1 is bigger than 0. Ugh. It probably wants that. I also blame Leo. It probably wants... But... Wait, surely no. Surely that can't be it, because I already have combo, which involves the 1 over n term, so it's fine. That can't be it. Okay. I don't know. I'm literally just saying 2 times 1. Oh my God. What about this? Okay. Okay. So now I have C2 which will be 2 minus this equals 1 times 2 times 2, and we're gonna do that by rewrite using C1. No? You did finally make it, Ken. Today will be a short episode, but I'm not ending right away. I feel like the lean game doesn't represent the actual lean experience more faithfully. That's true. The actual lean experience isn't this frustrating. But the actual lean download process might be. So that's why I've been putting off downloading the actual lean. So maybe I'll try to do that. Maybe proving a more general proposition and then substituting that in. Yeah, that's true. Ooh, Ken's cooking up a paper. Let him cook. Let him cook. Uh. Still though, why? Why? Let Tim cook too, yeah. It probably wants me to say that n+1 is bigger than 0. A plus B computes the sum. Hidden diagnostic information using the failed to synthesize in VNAT. It's got the arrow in there. I don't know. It's got the arrow in there, so I don't know what you're. I don't know what it's complaining about. I don't know. What if I take the arrow out for a second? It was fine with that? Okay, interesting. I failed to synthesize the proof that it's invertible. Yeah, so I'm guessing there's something weird going on with n+1 not being bigger than 0. What are you saying, Goddard? By the way, physicists at Princeton are stupid to believe AI intelligence. What do you mean by that? What do you mean by that? They think it can code better than humans. The Cool's World video horrified me. What video are you talking about? That physicists are that stupid about AI. I have no idea what you're talking about. Okay. We probably need a proof. Cool's World is the channel name. Okay. And what is the name of the video? Oh, did my computer freeze? Oh, Brave froze, it seems like. Yeah, the Barry Mazer talk. What's the name of the video? Yeah, bound can handle n+1 bigger than 0. It's true. The latest video. Come on, man. 3 weeks ago? The future of space telescopes? You're telling me in this The Future of Space Telescopes video, he's... Use Safari? I'm sorry, Seek, but... you're getting a 1-minute ban for saying that. Surely mutual respect can help us resolve fundamental philosophical differences. Maybe. Goddard, this is as far as I can tell, this is the latest video from 3 weeks ago. And so you're claiming that in this video, Okay. Well, I'm highly suspicious of your claims about what Princeton physicists believe. Yeah, go ahead and try and take away my powers, Leo. Go ahead and try and take away my powers. I know you try every day. I know you're only tuning into stream because you're sitting there with your cryptography knowledge. You're sitting there with your cryptography knowledge, working away at hacking into my computer. Just search Cool's World AI. Okay. This podcast from 10 days ago? Well, I'm not listening to an hour and 14-minute podcast right now. I mean, maybe if you send me, you comment on this video afterwards, the timestamp of the time you think. But here's my guess. Here's my guess. You're probably misunderstanding or misrepresenting, or he in the podcast is misrepresenting what was said.
2 days ago, I attended.
Maybe I'll listen to this later, but I'd appreciate it if you gave me the timestamp for the part where you think Princeton physicists are idiots about AI. This is a bold claim. Not that not that Princeton physicists can't be idiots about AI, but okay, have 0 less than n. Let's go n plus 1, the real number, by bound. And then how do I feed something? How do I feed this equality? How do I feed this equality? The section is called Analytic Supremacy. It is in the timestamps. Okay. Okay, let's take a look. Analytic Supremacy.
And to take this just a step further, it wasn't purely isolated to coding supremacy. There was also a concession that analytic reasoning, problem solving, mathematics, those skills were also comparable to the level of ability of the current AI systems, at least, and perhaps even there they also have some level of, maybe not quite supremacy, but advantage, superior ability at this point to the people in that room. Which, remember, I challenge you to find a room with a high average IQ. Right, this really was an astounding group of individuals that attend the IS. So that was also quite startling.
Sorry, what is he saying? That these individuals rated? What is he talking about? That these individuals rated themselves, rated the AI as higher than them? What's the context? IAS context. Okay, what's the context here?
I won't say who it was to protect their identity, because there's a lot to be shared here, but suffice to say, this is somebody of enormous scientific stature in the field who many of us look up to, and he led this meeting that was fairly shocking, actually, to attend it. I think a lot of what I'm about to tell you is somewhat internalized, at least for me personally. I was well aware of the impact of AI on my field, and I had my own thoughts about how it was benefiting me, and the risks that it might have for the future. But it was what was so shocking about this meeting is that all of this was said out loud. This wasn't just, the voices in my own head. Everybody was saying the same thing. Everyone was saying the same. We're all on the same chorus, right? And that was what really struck me, was that these are people I hold in the highest esteem, and they are coming to similar conclusions as myself. Now, the IES setting is important to this story, right? Because the Institute of Advanced.
Okay, so it seems like what's going on here, there's some meeting and uh they're reaching some conclusion about AI. Okay. And by the way, the guy in this video is saying that he's coming to the same conclusions. Hi, QB.
And to take this just a step further, it wasn't purely isolated to coding supremacy. There was also a concession that analytic reasoning, problem solving, mathematics, those skills were also comparable to the level of ability of the current AI systems, at least. And perhaps even there, they also have some level of maybe not quite supremacy, but advantage, superior ability at this point to the people in that room. Which, remember, I challenge you to find a room with a high average IQ. Right? This really was an astounding.
Okay, so it sounds like he's saying that these top physicists are saying that they think the AI has a better ability at what, mathematics than them? I mean, that is surprising if true.
Group of individuals that attend the IS. So that was also quite startling. Now, I think there was an admission that many of the earlier AI models, ChatGPT 3.5, 4, etc., things like this, those earlier models.
Kind of off topic, but you decided you're not going to give your best on the mathematical modeling course? I don't know how I feel about that. There's a part of me that says you got to live your life and take the time that you need for yourself. But there's another part of me that's like, then drop the course and do it later when you can give it your best. They think that AI is better than humans at math and coding. Well, I guess it depends what you mean by that, but yeah, I guess I would strongly disagree with that. Although, I mean, yeah, I mean, necessarily it's the human that has to use the AI to code. So it's not like it's just, well, you could set up an AI that codes by itself. But it is also, like, I do have a friend who is, vibe coding using Claude Code. And he basically made his own chess game in, like, minutes. He just gave, basic prompts. And okay, but yes, it can only do that because, millions of other people, many of other people have, programmed their own chess game and put it on the internet. Well, I'm glad that you enjoyed my videos, QB. Did that 15-minute Wittgenstein video you sent me cure me of my subjective question paralysis? I don't know. I don't know. It definitely gave me more to think about. I may even rewatch it again. Yeah. It's given me, things I've already thought about. If I ask AI to implement literally anything slightly non-trivial, it will shit its pants. What do you mean by slightly non-trivial? I mean, implementing a chess game. I mean, depends what you mean by, yeah. What's your qualification of slightly non-trivial? I mean, the other day I wanted to code up. I was playing around with seeing the largest number and the largest number and the number of steps it takes an integer to hit one in the collat sequence, and it gave me and to graph it and visualize it. It did that perfectly instantly with minimal prompt. So, um, tell my friend to ask the AI to implement a simple vector style data structure. Um, yeah, well, I guess I'll try it. Maybe I'll try it myself. Unfortunately, there are only 2 courses available for second year math students at your university. There's literally only one route. You can't bypass this. I don't know. I say give it your all. Are you asking Yoyavko? Are you asking which one of those I prefer? Um, yeah, Leo, you should relink the Wittgenstein vid. You like to think of language as a discretization of the world similar to data processing and information theory. Uh, hmm. One of the senior researchers there has given full control of their personal data to an LLM. Where at Princeton? Yeah, that doesn't seem like a good idea. That seems like a very bad idea. But that's trivial to implement. Okay, I mean, I guess my example, I agree that it's not particularly hard, but what do you consider trivial to implement? Because if you gave it to, like, you know, someone who's had 2 weeks of a Python course, it might take them a bit of time. So, I mean, what's the yeah. And sure, I mean, I could fully believe you ask it, basically anything, and you're like, oh, do this one thing for me. Yeah, okay. In the chess, I mean, is implementing a chess game? Is implementing chess? Is that trivial to implement? It takes a lot of time. Maybe it's not extremely complicated, but I certainly couldn't do it without looking a lot of things up. Nah, maybe that's not saying much. I'm not a particularly competent programmer, but yeah. Which do I prefer? I don't know. I haven't Yo Avco. Okay. Sorry, I will pronounce it. I'll try to remember to pronounce it Yo Avco. I don't have experience with most of these, to be honest. Just Rock and Lean are the only ones I have experience with, and they're both kind of different. They have different goals. Um, I think Lean, as someone who's interested in pure mathematics and proving lots of things in pure mathematics in general, I think I'm more attracted to the idea of having a large math library, and living in a future where all proofs could be implemented in Lean. So for those reasons, I think I like Lean. But homotopy type theory is really cool. By the way, there's this awesome interview that just got posted. What is it about logic? There's this awesome interview here that just got posted. I just finished listening to it this morning. It's really good. Speaking of homotopy type theory. Dun, 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 dun. There's also a section ethics be damned. Okay, yeah, maybe. Okay, Goddard. I'll grant you this. This seems I'm more intrigued than I originally was. I'm gonna check this out. Um, You'll say using free GPT for random code stuff. It feels worse than a year ago. That's funny. Skill issues can be avoided by writing C. Chess is trivial to implement. Yes. Okay. I mean, if you ask me, that's a high bar. Implementing a chess engine is trivial. Okay. I mean, okay, if that's, I mean, but what, so what is like, what do you think is the, cuz like, am I wrong? But I think if you were coding a game, a chess game in Python from scratch, let's say you're an average computer science student, like that would probably take a month. No, maybe not if you're working at it 8 hours a day or whatever. But if you're only spending like an hour a day, a couple hours a day to program it from scratch, I think that would take a little bit of time, right? So maybe I'm totally wrong. Maybe I'm totally wrong. But I remember looking into it before because I thought it would be a fun project to program like my 4D chess game. Uh, and I started looking into it, and I was like, "Oh, that's." It seemed like it would have been a fair amount of work. So then again, I pose to you the question: what is your benchmark? Like, what is the infimum of the set of non-trivial things to implement? Um, just so we can move forward in this discussion, because I don't know. When you say trivial to implement, I don't know what you're thinking. Um, Rock and lean was your 20s. Amen, brother. Amen. I didn't know that MetaMath had a large library. Maybe I should look into that. Use very specific wording, give tight constraints. Yeah. You tried getting into homotopy type theory a couple times, but all the resources are very much not accessible. Have you checked out Egbert Reika's book? Um, Actually, Ewodi was promoting that at the end of the thing. Yeah, definitely the hot book. I mean, part of the thing is I think it does, getting into homotopy type theory does just require a certain amount of mathematical maturity, because it is kind of it is a little complicated. But that could be partly a pedagogical issue. I'm sure there are ways to make it um, uh, more accessible. Tyrannito, have you got an example of what you mean, the minimal non-trivial example? Your point was that it's not possible to not skill issue writing any language. What matters more is how much a language can help your skill issues be caught at compile time. I don't mean a chess engine AI. I just mean programming, just a two-player chess game. Can I watch the ethics section? Well, I've spent so much time yapping. I'm gonna have to go soon. I don't even think I'm gonna finish the thing about what the maybe I'll watch it tomorrow. Tomorrow, I think I'm jumping off lean for a while, so um, maybe we'll come back to this tomorrow if you do remind me. Um, Knowing some type theory and homotopy theory beforehand is definitely useful. Yeah, yeah. Where are we here? Might be useful. Hot book was your first formal intro to type theory, and it went pretty well for you. Well, okay. Uh, you feel like you never ask AI code to write something that feels like depth 3 or higher? Depth 2? What do you mean? What do you mean by depth 2 and 3? Have I ever spent hours just to understand a trivial thing? Oh, yes. Oh, yes. Oh, yes. Most certainly. That's what being a grad student's all about, I guess. How trivial is coding a data plotter to fit some pieces of data? I don't know. Not least squares regression, but something similar. Yeah, I don't know. You'll have to ask. What's his name? Tyranido. I don't know. Ask Tyranido. He has opinions on this, but I guess he left. You tried the hot book, but like it starts off with everything and maybe starts off explaining the basics later on. Like you have to get through very hard intro to get to the basic stuff. Well, I mean, you could also skip the intro to go to the basic stuff. Have you tried that? Could help. If you're finding the intro difficult and basic stuff is later, maybe jump ahead to the basic stuff. Could help. I don't know. It was considerably easier for you to do to your experience with formal logic, though that's the only math stuff you know. Yeah, I mean, it definitely helps to have some homotopy theory under your belt. Two-player chess game, the hardest parts would be the visuals and or web stuff. But if you're competent with all of that, it's like a weekend project. Okay. Yeah, but I'm not competent with all of that, right? So, I mean, yeah, again, okay, weekend project. So weekend project, well, weekend project for what? So someone with a halfway through an undergrad, CS undergrad. Uh, the homotopy stuff comes later on though. Yeah, well, maybe okay. I don't remember off the top of my head the structure of the book. You want an actual mathematician advice on AI? What do you mean by advice on AI? Um, like on how to use it appropriately? Maybe I should do some videos where I vibe prove things. Maybe that would be good. Yeah, hours on trivial things is exactly what learning math is.
They
Okay, I
certainly
will
often
listen
did
to this a bit
hallucinate
more.
mathematical solutions, and that is still happening to some degree, but that is becoming less and less and less frequent, and the results are becoming more and more trustworthy. So we still certainly need to check the results. Everyone is checking the results. I'll come to that point later, but the raw power of these things when it gets it right is extremely impressive. I know my own work. I often do symbolic manipulation.
So far, Goddard. I mean, I do agree with you. If he's reporting accurately that these physicists said that the AI is better at them than math. Well, they're physicists, am I right? But that kind of is a crazy take. But what he's saying here, he's saying, oh yeah, but it still hallucinates, and everyone recognizes that it still hallucinates and is accounting for it. So I don't know.
Solving differential equations, integrals, etc., with Wolfram products, so especially Mathematica. But you can also use Wolfram Alpha online by Stephen Wolfram, who, of course, is a brilliant mathematician who developed that software. And I think there was an idea that Wolfram would be eventually integrated into some of these models like ChatGPT. I think it still probably might happen at some point, maybe just as a cross-check. But I've been astonished, just as a personal anecdote, that in a recent set of derivations I was working on, Mathematica could not solve a whole, which isn't unusual. Often you come across integrals it can't solve, but ChatGPT could. This was with 5.2, and I was blown away by that. And not only could it,
I mean, that's kind of an interesting thing. It gets worse the longer I watch. Well, maybe I'll listen to it later today while I'm, typing up stuff for my thesis. But I think that's gonna do it for today. Let me just add a note. I mean, I might just jump away from Lean for a while, but let me just add a note here. I think what I want to do, I think the move is to get the n actually out of the denominator. I think that's what I want to do here, is actually rewrite this to get the n out of the denominator. That'll probably fix my problem. So get n plus 1 out of the denominator in the goal. Okay, that's gonna do it for now. Will we return to Lean tomorrow? I don't know. Probably normal office hours for a little bit. And with that, I will say Calendar.